right, today we're on Athletes Connection with Zoe Williams, my man from Houston, Texas. Originally from what, Killeen?
Yeah, Killeen, Texas, man.
I was strange how we met, but I'm going to go into my lightning round before going into that. So I'm going to give you some this or that. You know, you got your 5 seconds to give me a response, and we'll go from there. You ready?
All right. Yeah, I got you.
Dunk or layup?
Dunk.
Fadeaway for the game winner or three-pointer?
Three-pointer.
Favorite college arena?
Ooh. For me, probably Carrier Dome.
Carrier Dome.
There. Yeah.
Your favorite number?
5. J Kidd.
J Kidd. Okay, your favorite high school memory? Basketball.
Ooh. Man. I'll probably just say the road trips, like the overnight tournaments, not even the game, just the time we spent like on the road. Like that was probably one of the most fun times of my whole life.
Your favorite pro memory?
Man, I'll probably say my first year winning the championship. Actually, okay. Yeah, I came right out the gate. You know, I was playing with a dude who was like in his 14th year, which like I'm about to go into now. You know what I'm saying? So think about how long it was. I won a championship that year, and for him to tell me like, man, I've been playing 14 years. Like this is my first time winning. Like, you know what I mean? So don't get too high right now because you ain't gonna win every year. Like it's not that easy. And to see how hard it was, you know, to try to get back to that point. Yeah, so I definitely have to say that.
Total losses in high school?
Total losses on varsity?
Yeah.
I played varsity like 3 years. But more than 20. Because sophomore year we weren't good. Sophomore year, I mean, we were straight, but we were struggling a little bit out the gate sophomore year. But the last 2 years, we did good. My last year, we only lost 2 games. So.
Total points you scored in college?
Total?
You should know.
I don't even know. I was a passer, see? So I don't even know. Let's say I had about the same amount of assists as points. Let's say that.
All right, I'm going to give you an easy one, man. Your wedding anniversary?
May 19th. Couple days. I can't forget that. Couple days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm making sure you
try to get me with that one.
All right, man. It's good seeing you, good being on with you, man. It's crazy. We met 4 years ago, like a month from today, 4 years ago. I just got here from Florida and was looking for work and signed up to work the Rice summer camp. And I went to the gym. I don't know anybody. I'm stoic myself, keeping in my corner, and they assigned both of us to the little kids. Oh no, the middle school kid division. And I think me and you were both trying to out-train and out-coach our kids because we were looking at each other. They put us on the same court on opposite ends, and we're looking at the drills and trying to one-up each other. And I think our bond just kind of took over from there, man. You remember that time?
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, like you said, I mean, it's just one of them things, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a believer, you know, God put people in your life and in certain situations for a reason. Like you said, it just really happened by chance. You know what I'm saying? That like I was at that camp.
Totally. It was crazy. I was just happy to be working, man. I had been here for 3 months and just doing nothing and finally going to work. And then we did Rice camp about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Frustrated, and we walked out. And we started working at another camp, and then you even got me a even better opportunity to work Justice Winslow camp. So I'm always grateful, but you've always looked out for me, man. So I appreciate that. And I told you if there's anything I can do in return, man, I got you. You know that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but like I said, like for me, like to do that wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, that guy I played with my first year where I won the championship. Rest in peace. He passed away, I think, like a year and a half ago from like a heart attack. But like one thing he said to me that stuck out to me at that point. It was simple because he's a country dude from Mississippi. So, I mean, it wasn't going to sound like Socrates wrote it or nothing like that. But, you know what I'm saying? He just was like, look, man, I always live by this. If I can't help you, I ain't going to hurt you. Like, that's all he was saying. Like, if I can't help you, I ain't going to hurt you. So I can help you, I'm going to help you. That's like what he said. It was real simple, but that's something that stuck with me. So it was like, for me to do that wasn't nothing. Like, if I could help somebody, like, why not? You know what I mean? Like, why not give somebody else a chance to?
I agree, man. I think our stars were aligned, and like I say, man, it's a situation where we met, and our friendship is kind of strange. I know you're leaving every summer.
Right.
Come home. You always text me through the year. Then you come home. We get together for Justice Camp. We work that. We always talk about getting together to train. And then I know around August, beginning of September, you're out of here. And you call me sometimes from some of the weirdest places, like in the middle of the afternoon or the middle of the morning on your walk to go get something to eat. But I know then that it's genuine. It's not just you're calling because you need me. You're calling because you generally consider me to be a friend. So it's just much appreciated, man. But as you can see, man, I'm playing your highlights in my background here. This is season number 13, and you're looking like a rookie out here, man. You're moving around pretty good. Were you healthy this season?
Yeah, man, that played a big role in it, man. I was able to stay healthy, for the most part this season. Just normal little nicks and bruises that you go through a season. But other than that, I was 100%, and it helped a lot that I was playing with a coach that I was familiar with. I mean, like you say, you talk about good people that try to, help you out and put you in a good situation to be successful. Like, he's definitely one of them guys. Like, for whatever reason it is, he took a liking to me. I mean, it was my third year playing for him. Looking forward to going and play for him again, man. Like, he definitely make my job easy. I'll say that.
So I always was very interested in your story. Your college story kind of it took a turn. You originally committed to Baylor, I believe, because you stay close to Waco.
Yep.
And everybody from Texas around that time knows the story with Dave Bliss. So if you care to share, just tell us how you ended up at Rice. How did that whole thing transpire, and it kind of altered your whole career?
Right, yeah, see, like the thing is I actually never really fully committed to Baylor. Like, they offered me, they wanted me to come, but this was like late in the recruiting process too. I didn't sign early. I was trying to wait to, state tournament was over to see if I can get somewhere I wanted to be, somewhere I wanted to go. Baylor, like you said, right up the street from the house. My pops could be at every game, you know what I mean? Perfect for me, Big 12, good conference. Yeah, but long story short, they offered me, sending me stuff in the mail, offered me, called my coach. A couple of days later, I hit him back, ready to commit. No answer. I'm like, what's going on? Then they sent some more stuff. Had an assistant coach call me a week later. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe they, you know what I'm saying? I call them, no answer. Finally, somebody pick up, like some secretary, I guess. And she's like, well, we're not signing anybody else right now. Like, you'll see it on the news. What? You know what I'm saying? So we and then that's when everything came out, with the whole scandal they had back then. So it was like the end of my recruiting, really. So Rice, I remember the assistant coach. He came watch me play a game. So I actually just took that visit. He don't know this, but I actually just took that visit kind of just to take it because my pops wanted me to take it. He's like, well, it's in Houston, just take it. But I was about to take a visit out to Colorado State. So I took that visit, and I got to Rice, man. I ain't know this, but they had some dogs at the time, man. People don't associate that with Rice, but Rice, that was like one of the best eras of Rice basketball, and their host program history at the time. Had a guy, Mike Harris, who Conference Player of the Year, played in the NBA with the Rockets, the Jazz, the Wizards, had a long career in China. He's actually still actively playing right now, So we had a few other good players. Like, we had like 8 or 9 players on our team that were all playing professional basketball within like a 4-year window. So we had like a really competitive squad, and I was just like, man, like I didn't know Rice was this good, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
And the fact we had a black head coach too, I mean, that's something that kind of stood out to me too, because never had that in my life. So That was something different for me. So that's really what made me choose Rice.
Well, one of the things that stood out to me was just your connections. I just seen every time you come home, man, it's like you're guaranteed to be. It's like you're in a fraternity just from graduating from there. And just tell me what were the biggest benefits in attending that university and graduating and just staying connected, because you're very sociable, just like me. So I know you tied into great situations to help you down the road.
Yeah, like you said, man, Rice is definitely a special place, man. Honestly, I just hope that they, can get their basketball program rolling again. Like, you know what I mean? I can't really say like it used to be, but you know what I mean? Like, start getting to some NCAA tournaments, because it's definitely a special place, man. When I went there my first year, our coach, he wanted to experiment with something different this year. Because usually, like, athletes, you're going to be a roommate with one of your teammates, like one of the incoming freshmen. That's just usually how it's done. I would imagine, like most schools around the country. But he wanted to put us with a normal student. And at Rice, it's just different. It's like a different world there. You know what I'm saying? To put it lightly, it's just a completely different world. So when I was there, like, I had just a normal, typical student as my roommate for the first 2 years. And that really just opened my eyes to, like, how smart some of these people are, like the type of people you meet there from different countries, just different thinkers. You know what I mean? It was just an amazing situation for me. Like, my roommate, I always brag on my roommate, this guy named Patrick Snyder. Man. I always brag on him because he's one of the smartest people I ever met in my life. He's the only person I know that's been to law school. Well, he majored at Rice in engineering, civil engineering. No, mechanical engineering, excuse me. Yeah. Okay. And then he went to law school, wasn't sure about that, then went to medical school.
Wow.
Yeah, like, he's the only person, like, it was just many people like that.
He's a school lifer.
Right, yeah. That's what I told him too, yeah. So, I mean, like, you got people like that are in the school. But like you said, once you graduate and you have that Rice degree, I mean, people just hold that so highly. So, I mean, it's been a blessing. Like, definitely, does far more than anything basketball is going to do for me. So
definitely. Tell me just your journey into pro basketball. You've already talked about winning the championship your first year. Where are some of the places you've played? I know that your passport book is probably stamped from everywhere, but just give us a view of your career.
Yeah, I played in a lot of countries, man. Germany, Ukraine, like this past year in Russia, Slovakia, Hungary, Latvia. Man, I think I might even missing another one. Yeah, so a lot of different places, man. And obviously when we played there, I played in Euro Cup for a couple of years. Got to play in the Basketball Champions League, so we do a lot of traveling to different countries when we play. You know what I mean? So.
How is it with your family? What's your situation? Does your family go with you? Do they stay in the States? What do you do? What's your approach each year as you go through this process?
Yeah, usually when I'm like trying to find a team that I'm going to play at, I mean, I just want to make sure the city has something there for my family. I got my son. I mean, he's young, but I mean, he's outgoing. He likes to get out. Like, we want him to learn. Want him to be in a situation where he can thrive as well. So that's something I look at too. It's somewhere where my wife can, like, enjoy herself a little bit too. You know what I mean? It may not be the glamorous country, but somewhere where she can, like, maybe just walk on the beach, even if it's cold or something, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just little things, or like they have coffee shop, or like something that she likes. You know what I mean? So for me, that's definitely something that's important. Like, to make sure everything off the court is good. That makes it a lot easier on the court. But you know what I'm saying? Overall, like I said, my wife, she's so supportive of me. I mean, she follows me wherever I've gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had her out there in the boonies in Latvia. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of nowhere, she followed me there. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, she's supportive. So the decision really is easy.
So you say you got 14 years. How many miles do you have left on those legs?
Man, 14, but like for me, it's really like probably year 20. If you compare me, the number of minutes compared to somebody else, but I mean, I know I got another year in me for sure. Easily, I think 2 or 3 more years. But I mean, personally, this is my last year. Like I just, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I've had an opportunity to play a lot of different places, see a lot. You know what I mean? I feel like I proved to myself anyway that I could play at a high level. My son's gonna start school. Well, depending on how this virus goes, he's supposed to be starting school in August, kindergarten. So after that, you know, I want to be home with him. I had a full career. You know, I got to do what I wanted to do for the last 13 plus years. You know what I mean? So now I want to be home, get this time when my son goes to school. Now give some time for my wife to do some things that she wants to do. You know, start building something here. So
Understood. What are your plans for post basketball? What do you want to do?
I got a lot of things. Some things in the works. You know what I mean? Right now, actually, just been contacting a lot of people, just staying in touch, coming up with different ideas. Coaching is something I definitely want to look at. Like I wasn't too sure about coaching in the beginning, honestly, but watching you coach, you know, I had a privilege to go watch you coach them guys up in around Christmas time.
Oh yeah, man. Don't remind me of that day. We played high school. They were pretty good this year. They were ranked at the end of the season, I think, top 5 in the state. Up pretty bad at halftime. But we did claw back. Still, but at the end of the day, it let me know the type of pedigree that you came from and the type of kids that come from the area you came from. So I was definitely, I was just excited to see you back for Christmas and actually come out to a game. And you came in the locker room and talked to my kids.
Yeah, just seeing you in the whole environment. You know, I never seen you like coach a real game. You know what I'm saying? The camps and all that, but to see that, I'm like, yeah, that could be definitely something I wanted to do. I'm gonna try to impact the young guys' lives the way you do. I hear the way you speak about them all the time, and the way they like look at you, you know, how they respect you. Like that's definitely something that, you know, I might want to do.
Well, you may give me an opportunity to pay it forward and be able to return some of the grace and favor to you, man. You get your stuff, you know, at the end of the day, we always link up, man. I got a spot for you, man. You just need to take care of your business, man.
I'm gonna hold you to that too.
Oh, you ain't gotta worry about it, cause I know right then I can go good cop, bad cop. I know you've made a lot of connections in the city of Houston, and not being from here, I think you've bought your home here now. So is this your place of residence? Is this where you're gonna be?
Yeah, this is, man. I ain't going nowhere. I've been here, like I said, I've been here for too long. I love the city. My wife is here. She don't want to leave. Like, you know what I mean? So if I want to go somewhere like that, that would, you know what I mean? It would have to take a lot of convincing to get her to leave too. So, I mean, but we love the city. We made a lot of friends here, people that we consider family now. So for me, this is home.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. One thing that I've always been big on is connections and just making the right connections. And like I was saying, even when I got here, you connected me to your circle of people. And that was always, I was able to see the similarities in us. And I've seen that, hey, if it's okay for somebody like from the outside, finding a way in, it would be fine for me. So just seeing it done and being here to witness, you know, the tail end of your career and see what you have going and get those phone calls, just it keeps it going. At the end of the day, for kids that want to worry about their recruitment or like not being recruited, what advice would you have for them when it comes to being overlooked or just reaching too high?
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, if I have to say, as far as like being overlooked, I would just tell them, first and foremost, you just got to keep working. Just keep working and don't lose your confidence. Like if it's something that you really want to do, if that's like really what you want to do, you're going to research it. You're going to spend time on it. You're going to work hard at it. Nobody's going to have to wake you up in the morning to get you in the gym or
man.
whatever the case may be, like, okay, maybe you don't want to be an athlete, or just whatever it is. If you want to be let's just say use basketball, since that's what I do, you know, and that's what you coach. If you want to be a great player, you want to go to college, or whatever the case may be, a pro, shouldn't have to get you up and get you in the gym. Like, that's first and foremost. I mean, that's something you want to do. You got to be self-motivated. But then you got to research it. Like, what do I need to do to get D1? If I want to go D1, what do I need to do? Okay, what is the GPA I need? Okay, got that. I mean, that's a number. That's easy. That's a number. So, you know, you just got to get to that. Or what do I need, an SAT, or whatever the case may be. Those are like numbers. You can work towards those things. But as far as working hard, like, what do I need to work on? How do I get better? How do I get playing time? What do these coaches look for? Like, these are things that, like, if you really want to play, like, this is some things that you got to, like, focus on and work at every single day. You know what I mean? And not get discouraged when something goes wrong. I know it's easy to say that now, being a 35-year-old adult, you know what I mean? Because I've been through it, and I know, you know what I'm saying, that, like, you can work through it. But as a young man, like, if this is something you want to do, it's very attainable. Like, myself, like, if you want to be a professional basketball player, travel the world, you know, get paid to play basketball, if it's something you really want to do, like, I'm a living testament that you can do that. I mean, a lot of people don't know this. I mean, I didn't make all conference one time in college. I always knew I should have. You know what I mean? I always felt like I should be one of the better players, but for whatever reason, coach wasn't messing with me. He wasn't messing with me like that. You know what I mean? But I just never let that get down. You know, I didn't get down on myself. I just kept going. It was discouraging, but I just kept fighting. And then eventually got my opportunity, and I was ready because I didn't give up. I kept working. So when that opportunity came, I was prepared for it. That's how I got here. Like, I mean, it seems more elaborate, but it really was that simple for me.
Just grind, just the work pill mentality. Do you have any advice for someone that just coming out of college that may be looking to pick an agent? I know that was very critical for you.
Holla at me. Yeah.
An agent can put you in the wrong situation. Any advice for that, or how to just go about that process?
Yeah, holla at me. I get that one. I got one for you. If you're looking for an agent, holla at me. I got one for you. I'll put you in a good situation. I'll put you with the right people. Just holla at me. But what I would say, though, in general, I mean, when you're coming out, like you said, there's going to be a lot of people offering you stuff, or like telling you, oh, I can get you this job, I can do that. I mean, really, you just want to do your research. And what I would say is, if these agents have other clients, talk to their other clients. Talk to them. How satisfied are they? Look at the leagues that they're playing in. You know what I mean? Things like that. Because, like I said, when you don't really know what's going on, the best thing you can do is ask. You know what I mean?
Well,
like, that's it.
What is just say the typical year for someone playing overseas? The span of months. Some people don't understand that the season is very long. I understand, because sometimes when I call you around March, I'm still talking like, hey, man, when you coming back? Man, we got nothing. Right. So go into that, because some people really don't understand how long your season is.
Yeah, man. Season very long. Like you said, when I was in Lithuania, that's why you ain't really catch up that much for a couple of years, because when I was in Lithuania, I was there from about first, second week of August until end of June.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, for like 3 consecutive years. I was there like early August, and then I would get back like end of June, something like that. By the time I get settled back in at home over the jet lag, whatever, it's like 4th of July already. You know what I'm saying? So it's a long season, man. And that's one thing I'll touch on too. It's like a lot of guys, like you said, looking for agents, but they say they want to play overseas. Like, do you know what that means?
How many?
Like, that means,
tell them how many games a week, though.
Like, it varies, but like, you know what that means? That could be 1 game a week. You could play 3-4 games in a month, or you could play 4 games in a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just varies. That's what I'm saying. And then it's like, okay, well, where are you going to play? Which country do you want to play in? Okay, what are those people like in that country? Like, what type of, culture do they have? What are they receptive to? What are they not receptive to? Are you going to be okay missing Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring break? your parents' birthdays, your nieces, nephews growing up, or whatever the case, are you gonna be okay with all that? Because that's what happens, like when you're over in Europe for like as long as I've been over there. You know what I mean? Like I got nieces about to go to high school and like next year. I still can't believe that. I still remember when she was like a little one when I went over the first started playing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh man,
like she's about to go to high school soon. It's crazy. So I mean, that's one thing too. I think guys need to like pay attention to when you want to go to Europe. It's not just the basketball. That's really the easy part. I mean, if you prepared, like you in shape or whatever, that's the easy part. But can you deal with the other stuff? Because they're not gonna think the same way you think in a lot of these countries. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be able to do everything that you normally do. Are you gonna be able to adjust to that and accept it? And you know what I mean? So that's a lot that goes into it.
Definitely understand. I think you've made some good points for the listeners here. Definitely things to feed on. Definitely things to feast on for young athletes trying to get into the profession. For people who may be on the fence about whether to go. Don't want to scare them all off. There are positives. What are some of your good memories from just the last 5 years?
Oh man, this is what I was gonna say earlier. You asked me at the beginning, like what was my best season or favorite memory. And this is kind of weird because you know, like in sports, it's always like you got to get first place. Like you got to get first place, or it's like you failed. That's kind of how they look at it a lot of times in sport. But for me, like two of my favorite memories is when I went to Lithuania, man. Like I was coming from Germany, I was coming kind of off like a little injury or whatever. That's when we had first linked up. Or whatever. When we first came, like I was coming off an injury, you know, I was trying to find a team and people were saying I'm hurt. I'm like, man, like I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like
I remember you were late leaving because of that.
Yeah, this year. That particular year. And didn't know what was gonna really happen. Ended up going there to a team that they was playing on a high level that season, but they had never been on there before on Euro Cup. They had never played there before. They just somehow got a wild card and got in. Brand new team, nobody expected much. We got out of the first round of Euro Cup, almost got into the top 8, went to the championship. They had never been out of the first round of the playoffs. We ended up losing in the finals to a EuroLeague team there. I had a lot of good players on it, but we got second place, but that was one of the best memories for me, like to see how all the fans, how they were so appreciative of us after the game. We drove back to the city. It's like 10 to 15,000 people, like outside. Wow. We got a stage outside.
For a second place finish.
For a second place, bro. It took me a minute. I was like, bro, because, you know, as the competitor, you're trying to win, and we had just lost. It was like an hour bus ride back to the city. So I'm on there kind of frustrated. Then I get up to the stage. You know, they call us out there. And then I like seeing all the people out there, man. It was just like, wow, this is like this. It was bigger than just
a big deal
winning the championship for them. You know what I mean? And like ever since then, that team been on that level.
I remember you were overseas when the Ball brothers came over.
Oh yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, that was crazy too, bro. Because when we played, like we happened to play them, like the first game that they came over. But I happened to miss this particular game, man. Like this first game, like we had just got a new coach. They had changed a bunch of stuff, whatever. But it was the first game we was playing them. And we had like a big Euro Cup game after that or something. So they was like, all right, we're going to try to let y'all play less and do whatever. But it was the first game over there. That was the biggest crowd we ever had. I played for that team for 2 seasons. We went to the championship. We played in the finals, everything. We never had a crowd that big for the first game they showed up.
And they were almost your teammates, right?
They were almost my teammates. Really close. Our GM, he told me about it. Like they offered him to the team, but he was thinking about it, but he ended up turning it down because he's like, nah, we actually like, you know, we trying to win, you know, but what if they come in and like, you know, things don't work, it doesn't mesh right, or how the guys gonna react to it and all that. So they end up going to another team. We had to lump them up real quick, you know what I'm saying? Put it on them real quick.
I remember when we had a conversation, I asked you, I said, how good was LaMelo? You say he's pretty good. And he went over to Australia this year and kind of proved that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, LaMelo didn't take long, to be honest. It was his first game there. They had been there like a week. So, I mean, they didn't know any players or anything. And I'll tell you this. I'll tell a lot of people this, and he didn't score this game in like 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Just every shot, like 0 for 5 or whatever, had 0 points. And still, when I looked at him, I said, he's special. Yeah, like some of the just athletic plays he was making, the way he moved, the way his feel for the game still, even at he was like 15 at this time?
15, 16. I think he was 16 at that time.
Yeah, 15, 16, something. Yeah, maybe 16. But his feel for the game at that time, like you could tell, like, oh yeah, he's gonna be the next one. Like he can play. You know what I mean?
So whenever they have this draft, do you think he's top 5?
Oh yeah, no question.
Okay.
No question. I'm telling you, on the 0-point game, like, I mean, the way he played, he's like, for that age, the way he moves with his size and how he was like, I mean, it's no doubt that he's like going to be a top 5 pick. Like, no question.
I heard it from Zoe Williams' mouth first. LaMelo Ball, top 5.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. We're going to see what he's going to do in the league.
Before the seasoning was placed on him, you anointed him. I did. You did tell me that 2 years ago.
That's it, man. I see.
Pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure talking with you. Want to let you get to your family. I
got a question for you, though, before we get off. I just want to ask you something.
Let's go.
I want to ask you something. You know, The Last Dance been on ESPN last couple of weeks.
Give it to
me. That's all they've been doing. Jordan, LeBron. I ain't really even want to get into it, but I just want to hear from you. Jordan and LeBron. Who's the GOAT? Or somebody else?
Overall player.
Okay, who's the GOAT as far as just impact on the game?
I say it's Kareem.
Winning. Who's the best? Who's better? Your opinion.
Mike's a better winner. I think LeBron's a better all-around player. But if you ask me who my GOAT is to eliminate all confusion.
Right, yeah.
Kareem,
okay. You go with the skyhook, all right?
I think that if you're starting a franchise, like Stan Van Gundy said a few weeks ago, if I get one or the other, it don't matter. I have one. For me, my preference as a coach, I'm going to take LeBron. I feel he meshed talent. You can put everything around him. He's going to fit in basically in any system. Just like you would with a Magic Johnson. Most people will pick Magic Johnson first because he can play with everybody. And I think that's LeBron. Seeing The Last Dance, Jordan's style of leadership, I understand it. I understand that he wants everybody to work and grind and take the game serious the way he does. And at the end of the day, it worked for that area, it worked for that team. But if I had to pick one of the two for a teammate, I've never heard anybody really complain about LeBron James as a teammate. So my thing is, for me as a coach, I feel that LeBron can play in multiple systems. I feel he can play pick and roll basketball. I feel he can play in a triangle. He can guard multiple positions, which MJ could too. But then as I look at The Last Dance, me and my buddies, we talk about it. Like, how many people in that era would have really been able to guard him? And the closest thing to him that I've seen, or the closest thing I've seen Jordan have to deal with in that time was Len Bias. You go back and watch those games, and, you know, Len Bias had success against him. It was a big body. It was a guy that had a lot of size and played an attacking style of basketball. So, I don't know. I mean, when it's all said and done, the all-time leading scorer in the NBA history is Kareem. That skyhook is still one of the most unstoppable shots ever. And it wasn't like the skyhook was just coming within 3 feet of the basket. I seen him win a game from the free throw line with 1 second on the clock shooting the skyhook.
Catch it, turn it.
Yeah, so like this is, you kind of look at it from that standpoint, offensively, defensively. For me, it has to go to the big fella, and we leave it at that.
Respect that, bro.
I know.
I got nothing to add.
Who's your pick?
My pick was Jordan.
Your pick is Jordan. And for me,
I don't think either one of them is wrong.
I mean, like for me,
And both sides.
Jordan's always, again, he's the top 2 guard ever, but he's undefeated in the finals. I mean, you can't deny that. You can't deny
Right.
that. But if we saying best basketball player, I mean, I've never seen somebody play 5 positions and not miss a beat.
No, I agree.
So.
Not arguing. I ain't gonna argue with you. There's nothing to argue. They both great. You know.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
Who was your top point guard?
Ooh, me. My top point guard.
I just had a knockdown, drag-out conversation about Isaiah Thomas and John Stockton and Magic Johnson and Jason Kidd. So who do you have?
That's what I was going to say. I'm biased, though, to Jason Kidd. I'm biased. But
that's
my
your
top
pick.
Overall point guard to me would
if
have
that's
to be
your
Magic.
pick, that's your pick.
But overall, for me, it's Magic. I have to pick Magic.
So if you look at Magic, and I think that LeBron is more Magic than Jordan.
Yeah.
But I put LeBron ahead of Magic because he scores.
Yeah.
His career 27 a game.
For sure. Yeah.
And at 17 years, he's not slowing down. It's all said and done. He could be the all-time leading scorer. So you really can't say GOAT yet till his career's over. You got to see what his final numbers are. If his final numbers top all the charts, it's gonna be it's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, he ain't done yet.
With the championships, because like Stephen A., I was looking at Sports Center today, First Take, and Stephen A. said, "Hey, Wilt Chamberlain's there, and he was losing to Bill Russell.
Right.
He's still in the top 10.
Exactly.
If he lose, Jerry West is there. He lost 8 championships out of 9.
Right.
The logo. So great.
I'm saying it's just when time after. I think with LeBron too. After time passed, after he retired, a little bit of time passed, and people gonna appreciate him more.
I think so too. It's the same way I was for Kobe with me. Like, I'm a diehard Celtic fan. You know that. So if you asking me who my favorite players were, he would never make the list as my favorite player. I respect him as one of the top players, but he wasn't a favorite player for me. But after he was done playing and just watching detail and hearing him talk and speak and understanding his approach to the game, I appreciated him as a player more when he was done playing. But when he was in the midst of his career, for me, he didn't do it. And it's the way it was.
Yeah. A lot of people, I mean, I was more Kobe's second half of his career. But I think, too, for me, that was because with technology, we started getting more access. Yeah. Like behind the scenes, like you said, how they think, how they prepare.
And that's the thing. Once he came out with that detailed series, he won me over. Because I realized his approach to the game, his mindset, it just let me know, okay, he's dialed in. He's on the level. You know what I mean? And that was the things that you didn't get from him. And I just felt he was trying to be so much like Mike. It kind of it made you turn your nose to him early in his career.
A little bit. Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So for us diehard Jordan fans, we really didn't appreciate him the way we should have. And same thing gonna be with the LeBron. A lot of people, because of the Kobe LeBron debate, they're so negative, and it's really no debate. They're two different people.
Exactly.
So
for sure. Yeah, that's what I appreciate about them the most. Like you said, like Kobe, LeBron, too, Jordan, all of them, because that's one thing I think kids can learn too. Like even at an earlier age, I think when we're younger, we focus just on like our physical abilities more.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like we just try to run past somebody and dunk it. Like you're not really thinking about how to read the game and learn the game, be smart, and play like that. But I think like Kobe, MJ, LeBron, like that. Yeah,
the crazy part about this whole COVID is I've got so much time to spend with my son for his football game and just help him understand the mental. So time I wouldn't have had because we're normally in the passing, we're in the spring football, we're in practice, we're in track, I was able to really just break it down to him on how to break down a receiver, how to study film, how to read routes, how to break down every part of the route process. So now he's becoming a better defensive back because of the mental side of it. And I've just told him this may be a blessing for you. It may have made you have to really hone in on your craft if this is what you want to do to perfect what you say you want to be.
Exactly.
So
when you do that, like you break it down like that, once you become smarter and you understand the game better, like you can almost play it like half speed and still
that's what I was
be
telling
2 times as effective. You know what I mean? Honestly, that's how I am now. I'll be honest. Like you know what I'm saying? When I was young, when I was playing, I was trying to come off the screen. I was trying to go and dunk them. You know what I'm saying? I was going 100 miles an hour. But like now, at this part of my career, I've been able to extend my career where some guys, like, once they lose that, you know, that first step or whatever, they just can't figure it out no more. I've been able to extend my career because I focus a lot on just reading the situation, learning the game, spacing, timing, stuff like that. So sometimes I play at half speed, and I can he's trying to hound me. Young fella just on me. He everywhere. I'm just half speed, get him to a spot. One dribble, I get exactly what I want, like anytime. You know what I'm saying?
And I tell Killeen that all the time. You know, that's my left hand child, and I told him it's a blessing for him in basketball. Just find your spots on the floor and get to them, and just get him to slow down, get to your spots. You control the game.
Yeah, he be moving.
And you know it. You know
he will be moving, boy. Yes, sir.
Miles an hour, man. But like always, man, it was a pleasure talking with you, and we got to do this again. We'll next time we get on, we'll argue a little bit.
Right, for sure, man. We ain't got nothing but time. That's all we usually doing anyway, arguing about something. You know what I'm saying?
But it was a pleasure, my brother.
For sure, man. Good to hear from you, man. Blessings to you and your family, bro.
Same to you, man. You guys stay safe over there.
For sure, yeah.
If you got any projects outside, just make sure you wear a mask.
Right. Yeah, well, I've been out there all day.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right.
Oh no, backward.